We hear the terms vowels and consonants. But what is the difference between these two terms? Now, simply and generally, if we try to define a vowel sound, it is a sound or a speech sound which is articulated, or you can say it is made by forming no obstruction to the flow of air. So it is a speech sound which is articulated without obstructing the flow of air in the mouth. This is a vowel sound. Now, on the opposite, a consonant sound is a speech sound which is articulated by making a definite obstruction to the flow of air in the mouth. Even nasal consonants, we expel the flow of air out of the nose, but the obstruction is made at a definite point inside the mouth, or by using the two lips. For example, for meh sound. Well, is that quite enough to differentiate between vowels and consonants? Now, if you look again at the difference between vowels and consonants from the production point of view, articulation point of view, that's to say, how vowels and consonants are produced. Okay, they are different because vowels are made without obstructing the flow of air, and consonants are made by creating a definite obstruction to the flow of air. Well, if you look at consonants like ye or w, in these two consonants, you cannot see a very clear-cut obstruction to the flow of air. As you learned from last year, these two consonants, which are called gliding consonants in the previous textbook, they are called gliding consonants, and they are articulated when the organs of speech are just approaching each other by a certain degree, but they are not touching each other. They are not forming a complete obstruction to the flow of air. They are not forming a narrow opening between the articulators. So what happens is that they just approach each other. This is for approximants or gliding consonants. Now, if you look at the production of any vowel sound, for example, the long vowel e, or the short vowel a, or the long vowel a, here we can see, or we can feel actually, that there is no definite obstruction to the flow of air. It's just the tongue which can be moved over certain heights between, or over the distance between the palate and the floor of the mouth. Okay, so here we can touch a kind of similarity, or there must be a kind of similarity between the production of approximant consonant like ye or we and that of vowel sounds. But still, we call them consonants. And sometimes we call them semi-vowels, I mean ye and we. These are approximant consonants, and previously we called them gliding consonants, like this one here, ye, sorry, and we. These are gliding consonants, and this year we are going to call them approximant consonants. The production of these consonants resembles or sounds like the production of vowel sounds because there is no clear-cut obstruction to the flow of air, but still we call them consonants. Now, if you look at the difference between vowels and consonants from another point of view rather than production, now we are going to look at the difference from the point of view of distribution. If you remember sound he, the symbol of which resembles H letter, like in hand, home, heavy. Now, if you look at these words, you see that after has sound, only a vowel sound occurs. There's no consonant. What about in words like huge? Now, after her occurs the consonant y, this one here. I'm going to highlight it. Okay, yeah, here, yeah. So this means that y consonant could behave like a vowel sound in terms of distribution or sound distribution. So this leads us to a statement that in order to differentiate between a vowel and a consonant, we need to look at the difference in terms of two viewpoints. Number one, production, the difference between vowels and consonants in terms of production, and in terms of distribution, sound distribution. Because sometimes we can see that a consonant may take the position of a vowel sound. So we need to pay attention to these conditions or criteria according to which we can differentiate between vowels and consonants. So it's not just a matter of production, it's also a matter of sound distribution.